The more you know, the more it hurts. Not because the world is cruel, but because once you see the truth, you can never unsee it. There are some things in this world that are hidden for a reason, not to protect them, but to protect you. This is the story of Joy, a man who was searching for answers, chasing something he couldn't even fully explain, and ended up discovering a truth no human mind was ever meant to carry. That night, the city felt wrong, not silent, but empty, as if something invisible had quietly erased its soul. The streets were there, the buildings stood tall, the lights still flickered in the distance, but something was missing, something subtle, yet deeply unsettling. It felt like the world was still moving, but without life inside it. Joy couldn't explain it, but he could feel it in his chest, a strange heaviness, like the air itself was watching him. And in the middle of that uneasy silence stood the abandoned library. Old, forgotten, ignored. It wasn't famous. No one told stories about it openly. There were no warning signs, no barriers, nothing that clearly said stay away. But people did stay away, always, without question. As if something deep inside them knew that this place wasn't meant to be disturbed. Joy stood in front of it for a moment longer than necessary. His eyes slowly moved across the broken windows, the cracked walls, the dark entrance that seemed to absorb whatever light touched it. The building didn't look dangerous. It looked patient, as if it had been waiting, not for someone, for him. A faint thought crossed his mind. Leave. It wasn't loud, it wasn't even urgent, just a quiet suggestion. But Joy had never been the kind of person who listens to that voice. Curiosity ruled him. Not the simple kind, but the kind that keeps you awake at night, the kind that makes you question everything. Lately, that curiosity had turned into something deeper, an obsession, a constant feeling that something was missing in his life, something important, something just out of reach. And for reasons he couldn't explain, tonight he believed this place had the answer. He stepped forward. The wooden door resisted at first, as if it didn't want to open. Then, suddenly, it gave in with a long, painful creak that echoed far deeper than it should have. The sound didn't just stay in the hallway. It spread, like the building had heard it. As Joy stepped inside, the temperature dropped instantly. The air felt heavier, thicker, almost suffocating. His footsteps echoed unnaturally loud, bouncing off walls that seemed too far away and too close at the same time. It was the kind of silence that doesn't calm you. It presses against you. Rows of shelves stretched endlessly into darkness, books stacked in chaotic patterns, some fallen, some torn apart, some so old they looked like they would collapse into dust if touched. This wasn't just a place where books were stored. It was a place where they were forgotten. Joy walked slowly, his fingers brushing lightly against the edge of a shelf. Dust followed his touch, leaving behind a clear path, proof that no one had been here in years. Or, at least, no one human. A strange thought crossed his mind. He stopped. For a brief second he felt it again, that feeling, not fear, not exactly, something deeper, like the sensation of being observed without seeing the observer. He turned quickly. Nothing, just silence, but not empty silence, watching silence. Joy exhaled slowly, trying to calm his racing thoughts. "It's just your mind," he whispered to himself, "nothing else." But even his own voice didn't sound normal. It sounded distant, as if the space around him was swallowing it. He kept walking, deeper, further than he had planned, and with every step the feeling grew stronger, until, suddenly, he stopped. Not because he wanted to, but because something inside him told him to. Turn. Slowly, almost against his own will, Joy turned his head towards the darkest corner of the library. That's when he saw it. A single book, hidden behind a broken wooden shelf. placed carefully, almost deliberately. It didn't belong there. Every other book in the room was damaged, covered in thick dust, abandoned by time. But this one was different. Clean, perfect, untouched. It didn't look forgotten. It looked preserved, as if time itself had refused to touch it. Joy's heartbeat slowed, not faster, slower, heavy, each beat echoing inside his chest like a warning. This doesn't make sense. But curiosity doesn't care about logic. It feeds on the unknown. And right now, this was the unknown. He took a step closer, then another. The air around the book felt colder, denser, almost alive. Joy stopped just inches away from it. For the first time since entering the library, he hesitated. His mind was screaming now, not in words, in instinct. Don't touch it. But his hand was already moving, slowly, uncontrollably. His fingers trembled slightly as they reached forward, as if even his body was unsure about what he was doing. And the moment his skin made contact with the cover, everything changed. The air froze, the silence cracked, and something deep, far deeper than the room, far deeper than the building, far deeper than anything Joy had ever known, woke up. A sharp chill shot through his entire body. His vision blurred for a second, like reality itself had glitched. His breath caught in his throat. His heartbeat disappeared, then came back all at once, loud, violent, unnatural. Joy pulled his hand back instantly, stumbling slightly. What was that? But the question didn't matter anymore, because the moment he touched the book touched him back. And in that exact moment, Joy didn't just find something hidden found him.